You look at modern bodybuilders and you think, that must be the peak of strength. Thick arms, striated shoulders, a body that looks like it was carved from stone. And then you hear the word samurai, and you imagine an old painting, romantic, historical, impressive, but not relevant. Satoshi would say it out loud. Come on. Bodybuilders are bigger, stronger, more advanced. The samurai didn't have protein powders and science. Takeshi would stare at you and ask a different question. What kind of strength are you actually chasing? Because if your definition of strength is looks powerful under perfect lighting, then yes, the bodybuilder wins the poster. But if strength means the ability to function under fatigue, under fear, under cold, under injury, under chaos, then you're about to understand something uncomfortable. The samurai weren't stronger because they had bigger muscles. They were stronger because they trained for reality. In Japan, there's a word that holds this whole difference inside it, Budo, the martial way, not bodybuilding, not aesthetics, the way of building a human weapon body, mind, and spirit aligned into one tool. Budo is not about looking capable. It's about being capable when it matters. And before you dismiss this as philosophy, let's hit you with a statistic that should embarrass modern training culture. Large studies consistently show that lower grip strength is associated with higher all-cause mortality risk. One BMJ study in a very large cohort found that a 5 kilograms lower grip strength was associated with higher hazard for all-cause mortality. Think about that. The simplest, most functional measure of can your body actually do work predicts your future better than your biceps peak ever will. So, today, you're going to see why the samurai model of power creates a kind of strength most modern physiques cannot buy. And you're going to feel the difference, because it isn't subtle. Satoshi wants strength that gets compliments. Takeshi wants strength that survives. Now here's the truth you don't want to admit. Modern bodybuilding is often a specialization. It's training the body to grow hypertrophy using methods that can be extremely effective for size. But hypertrophy and strength are not identical goals. A major review on loading recommendations explains that heavier loads tend to maximize strength gains, while hypertrophy can be achieved across a broader spectrum, meaning you can build impressive size without building maximal usable strength in the same proportion. That doesn't mean bodybuilders are weak. Some are strong, some are terrifying. But the culture often rewards what is visible over what is transferable. The samurai culture rewarded what kept you alive. Let's draw the line cleanly. A bodybuilder's power is often measured in isolated output. A press, a curl, a pose, a movement pattern optimized for targeting a muscle. A samurai's power was measured in integration. Can you move your whole body as one unit? Can you generate force through the ground, through the hips, through the back, through the hands without breaking structure? Can you endure? Can you keep precision when you're exhausted? Can you stay calm when you're afraid? That's why the samurai were stronger in the only way that truly matters, holistic power. So I'm going to give you 3 contrasts, 3 mirrors, and you will see yourself in them. First contrast, show muscle versus working muscle. Satoshi, you love mirror strength. It's addictive. You hit a pump and you feel like a god. But the samurai didn't train for pumps. They trained for grip, joints, tendons, and awkward leverage, because weapons don't care about your pump. Look at the old conditioning traditions that survived in Okinawan martial culture Hojo Ando. Supplementary exercises using heavy, uneven tools like chi-ishi and nigiri game jars. The point is obvious. The moment you see them, load the body in ways that resemble real force demands, not machine-perfect angles. If you want a visual sense of those tools, there's a clear demonstration of traditional Hojo Ando, implements chi-ishi and nigiri game in this video. The samurai era had its own versions, stone lifting traditions, carrying loads, repeated weapon swings, horseback control, long marches. Their strength lived in their hands, hips, and lungs, not just in their mirror. Second contrast, comfort training versus hardship training. Bodybuilding at its core is often controlled suffering, climate-controlled gym, planned sets, planned rest, planned nutrition. It's hard, but it's predictable. Samurai training, real warrior conditioning, was unpredictable by design. You didn't get to choose the weather. You didn't get to choose the terrain. You didn't get to choose your emotional state. And here's something modern lifters don't like to hear. Aesthetic strength can collapse under chaos. Functional strength is built inside it. That's why you see warrior systems emphasizing not only force production, but also breath control, posture, and repetition until the body obeys without debate. In the sword arts, training historically emphasized fundamentals and paired kata repeated relentlessly so that movement becomes automatic. Third contrast, muscle as decoration versus muscle as consequence. Satoshi, your whole culture taught you to chase the look first, and then you hope performance will arrive as a bonus. The samurai chased performance first. The look was irrelevant. If the body changed, it changed as a consequence. That is the entire difference between modern vanity strength and warrior strength. Now let's drop the romantic fog and get practical. What did holistic power actually mean for a samurai? It meant 5 pillars. Grip that doesn't quit. You can't swing, hold, pull, climb, strike, or control another human if your hands are weak. Modern lifters often neglect grip because straps exist. The samurai didn't have straps, and your life doesn't have straps either. The fact that grip strength is such a strong predictor of health should make you rethink your entire training identity. That BMJ data is not a metaphor, it's a warning. A back and hips that transfer power, a samurai's strength came from the chain feet to hands. That's why awkward tools and full body patterns matter. Even in Hojo Undo, the tools are designed to force whole body coordination, not isolated muscle vanity. Endurance without panic. A big muscle that dies after 60 seconds is not power. It's decoration. The samurai needed repeatable output. Not one set. Not one rep. Repeatable. Joint and tendon resilience. You can build muscle faster than you can build tendons. Modern training can outpace connective tissue adaptation. Warrior training respects time-slow progressive overload, repetition, and durable movement patterns. And finally, a mind that stays usable under stress. You can have all the strength in the world and still become helpless if you psychologically fold. That's where Budo becomes more than fitness. It's training the self. Now, Satoshi, I know what you want to argue. You're just romanticizing. Bodybuilders can be functional too? Yes, they can. But the culture of bodybuilding is not built around function. It's built around appearance and maximal size. The default incentive is visual, not tactical, and your incentives shape your body. That's why even scientific discussions separate strength outcomes from hypertrophy outcomes depending on loading, intensity, and specificity. Again, training heavier loads maximizes strength, while hypertrophy can happen across many loads. So here's the truth bomb. The samurai were stronger than modern bodybuilders, in the same way a wolf is stronger than a show dog. Not prettier, not more pampered, more capable. Now I'm going to give you a new mindset, and it's going to change how you train. Stop asking, how do I look? Start asking, what can my body do when conditions are ugly? Can you carry your body for miles? Can you grip something heavy and control it without straps? Can you keep your posture when you're tired? Can you generate force without perfect setup? Can you stay calm while your heart is racing? That is warrior strength, and you don't need to abandon lifting to build it. You just need to stop training like you'll only ever be judged by a mirror. So here are the mistakes to avoid if you want samurai-level functional power. Mistake 1. Training only in stable positions. Machines can build muscle. But if you never challenge your body to stabilize, transfer, and coordinate, you build strength that doesn't travel well. Mistake 2. Ignoring grip and neck. Hands and neck are warrior hardware. Stop outsourcing grip to straps. Earn your grip. Mistake 3. No conditioning. If your training leaves you gassed after 1 minute, You training for photos, not life. Mistake 4, chasing soreness instead of skill. Warriors repeat fundamentals. They don't need novelty. They need mastery. Mistake 5, separating mind from body. If your mind collapses, your strength is irrelevant. Budo is mental training inside physical effort. Now, the challenge. It's specific. For the next 14 days, you're going to add a samurai strength finisher to the end of 3 workouts per week. 1, 5 minutes of loaded carries anything you can hold, heavy enough to demand respect. 2 sets of slow, controlled pulling rows, hangs, or towel hangs if you can. 3, a short conditioning burst 10 minutes of steady effort, not ego, where you can still breathe through your nose part of the time. And once per day, even on rest days, you do 1 simple grip ritual. Grab something heavy in each hand and stand tall for 30 to 60 seconds. No straps. No distraction. Just you and gravity. This is not about becoming a samurai in costume. It's about building the kind of strength that stays with you when your life becomes inconvenient. Now answer this in the comments honestly. Do you train mostly for appearance or for function? And what's the first samurai pillar you're going to build: grip, endurance, or mental toughness?